Joshi here, talking to us about best practices in recording sounds, editing, and uploading to eBird. A brief introduction about Viral. He's from Amreli district in Gujarat, and since childhood, he has always had a keen interest in wildlife, especially birds and reptiles. He's primarily interested in the field of bioacoustics, and he currently works as a project assistant in the avian bioacoustics project of ICER Tirupati. And for his research, he is looking at the song variation in this species called white-bellied cholakili in the Palani Hills landscape. And he has uploaded almost 1,000 sound recordings on Xenocanto and eBird combined. For his contributions, he was awarded the Young Naturalist Award by Sanctuary Asia in 2015. I'll now let Viral take over this session. Viral?
Yeah.
Whenever you're ready.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Mittal. Thank you, Subhadra. Thank you, Misha. Thanks for inviting me. So, yeah, I think, should I just start screen sharing now? Hello, everyone. Thank you very much, Mittal, for introduction. My name is Viral. I'm currently working in ICER as a project assistant, and I'm working on the white-bellied cholakili. I'm looking the call variation in the white-bellied cholakili, and along with that, I'm also looking for the avian community as well. I'm interested in the sound recording from, I think, 2009 or something, when it just Mittal says I encountered one of the Sykes-lark. So that's a main story when I started recording this whole call. So let's just start. So as you all know, like birds have inspired us. Like even they are just part of our culture. Like as I also know, like even in our area, like even if you see the small toddler, people ask like, can you just say how sparrow call like, or maybe how the koel is called like. So the bird call is like always part of our culture, and it's also part of the it just inspires us. Like we just inspire to flying from the bird, I guess, and also many other things. And we are also here because of the birds. So let's just start with. So primarily for this session, I'm mostly going to cover like basic recording techniques with using the phone. And I'm also going to show some of the other equipment which used to record the sound as well. And also once you record the sound, how you can do the post-processing, means like just slightly editing, and then how you can archive your data on the eBird or some other archival websites. So yeah. So bird call recording is like now as hobby. Many people are doing as a professional. Some people are doing for as a personal purpose, like they just record call. And just for me, as I'm also recording the call for the research purposes. So we are not going to go in more detail into this because this is itself another webinar, I guess. Bird have a different type of the vocalization. Bird have a song, they have a call, they have the alarm call, flight call, territorial call, courtship call, or maybe the song, mimicry, begging call. These are all just part of their vocalization. And right now we are not going to more detail into it because this is like itself, everything is like another webinar, I guess. So like just we use the call and we use a computer generated image. It's called spectrograph. So here, once you put your recording into some certain software, it just give you this spectrograph. So the below one is a spectrograph and upper one is a oscillogram. So this one is the two-dimensional image of the sound. So we're going to talk about more when we start editing, but here just I'm saying in the briefly, on the left side, you can see the frequency, and x-axis, you can see the time. So just frequency and time. So this is the one of the call of Magpie Robin, and I'm just going to show you like how one bird have a different vocalization. Just briefly, this is the call. So this is the call of Magpie Robin, and the next one will be a song. So one bird can produce multiple type of the call, and like it just behaviorally it's a varied, like they have a it has a so much it has a so much meaning in the one like song. It can be for the communication, it can be for the alarm call or something. But here I'm just showing two example of the one species and how it's look like once you put into the software. So we'll go to the next. So our human hearing is around 20 kilohertz to 20,000 hertz. So we can hear in between this frequency range. Above there is a bats, and below there is a few species of mammals and some yeah. So some mammals can also produce that sound. So generally just, sorry, don't look at the above graph because they're showing some other, but just look at the below graph as well. So the green one is our human hearing. So we can just listen in between this. And if I think during the teenage, like till 70th, we can hear till 17 kilohertz, 17 hertz sound. After certain age, we can't hear the lower sound. So let's take one small quiz, but you guys don't have to answer right now. You just have so much time. You can just answer it later. So here is like 3 simple questions. Like, what do you think? Who is the loudest bird around you, or you can just say even in the India? And do you know any bird who can occupy the higher frequency, which has a like really high pitch sound, or it just go more higher? Do you know any bird who occupied the lower frequency as well? So this is you have a time. You don't need to answer right now. After some time, I'm also going to play some clip, which also hint for this question. And at the last, you can just answer the question. So is it okay? I'll just going to move to the next slide. If anyone just read the question. So for the recording purpose, this is the basic recording kit generally people use to record the call, like record the sound, just not bird, but any other kind of text sound. So basically you need a microphone, you definitely need a recorder, like possible digital recorder, and headphone. So you can just hear what are you recording. And if you are recording some specific sound, you definitely need a parabolic dish. So you can record better quality of sound. Yeah. So as in the previous slide, I mentioned this is the basic recording kit. Here you can see the fluffy furry thing, that's a windscreen for the microphone. And above there, I just put another microphone, so you just get an idea like how it's look like. So this is a shotgun microphone. It's a really sensitive microphone. It's a directional microphone. So it's really good for the bird call recording. And below there, you can see the recorder. And also there is a headphone, binocular if you want to see the bird. And definitely if you are working in Himalayas, you also need a tea. to heat up yourself at least. So this is the basic recording kit. So microphone will record the sound. It will just translate the data into the recorder, and the headphone, so you can just listen what you are recording. So this is the basic recording kit. But this is just I'm showing you show you because in general these people for the where people's working in this field, they just use similar kind of this recorder. It can be a different model or different company, but this is the basic set you need if you wanted to record the call. But today we are also going to see this is like, it's not necessary you need to use this kind of all fancy equipment. You can even record the call with using your phone itself. So yeah, so this is some of the recorders. So again, I'm not showing any, I'm not like referring any of this recorder, but this is just you guys get idea. This is all different type of the recorders. Here, one side you have the normal recorder, and then there is this Zoom recorder. I think I can show you one of the recorder I have right now. So yeah, this is the same as in the middle one. This is also Zoom recorder. This is a digital recorder, and it has an inbuilt microphone. It also has a XLR port, so you can connect the mic, and it's also have a 3.5 jack. So you can also connect the other microphone with you using the 3.5 jack. So these are the digital recorders, and as I also mentioned the parabola disc. So parabola reflector is work as a if any of you seen the deers, like whenever if you go to the forest, once you look at the deers or even the dog, so when you make something sound, if you make any sound, so they just curiously, they just pointed out their ears, like, you know, into the one direction, especially for the horse. So it just concentrated the sound into the one point, and it just amplified the sound. But this, if you wanted to record some specific call, and it's really like, it's really good. It's record really better quality call, because it's work like the sound wave come into the dish, and it just concentrate into the one point where you can put the microphone. So in that way, it just reflect the sound, and you get the really better quality recordings. So yeah, I'm also going to show some of the other dish. Like on the left side, you can see there's a really big parabola. Again, it's the same. It just work as the same way. Like it's all it just concentrate the all sound wave into the one point. It's called focus point, where you put the mic. So it just amplify the sound. But it's not necessary like you need this kind of big dish, but it's just specific if you wanted to record like some really big, some really good calls. And on the right side, you can see I also made I mean, I couldn't afford the parabola because that is like really expensive when I started this call recording and those. So I just made my own dish, and it's just similar to the parabola. It has a similar curve, and it also have a focus point. I use some physics and maths to calculate the focus point. I just put my microphone, and yeah, it just worked. And you can see on your left side, bottom left, one guy is using the, I think he's from the South America, he's using the umbrella to record a call. And on your right side, you can see the parabola. So basically, parabola is also transparent. So it's really weird if somebody just pointed out some big equipment in your towards your face. So it's I mean, sometimes birds can be also slightly get if you pointed out this kind of equipment, they just slightly stressed out, and maybe they just might stop calling. So parabola is just transparent, so you can't even see the the parabola is there. And yeah, here again, in the starting, Mittal mentioned the sound recording. I started the sound recording because of the Tony Lark. Yeah, so here I put this all dish because if you see the picture from the first, second, and third, the smaller dish, till that time I haven't used any digital recorder. But so far I was recording all calls in my mobile phone. I use a different mobile phone, but most of the recordings I made in my phone, because as you can see, like, this is like some time back in 2009 or 8 or 10 something. So in the first on your left side, the first picture on your left, top left, there was just one light from some vehicle, and it was really small dish. I tried to make a really small dish to record the Tony Lark, because it just started because once I went to the field, I heard this lark, and it's mimicking so many birds. Like we have done a small study on it, and we just found within the 1 minute it can mimic more than 34 species of other bird. And even for the other birds, it's mimicking the like different type of the vocalization from other species. So it's just not like just one call from the other bird. So when I observe, I couldn't really, it's really difficult to remember this all call. I try to use the diary, like, so when the cycler started calling, so I just pointed out, okay, 1, 2, 3, but it's so fast, I can't keep it up. Like it's just mimicking so fast. So then I decide, okay, let's try to record. So first I try to record cycler in the phone. That time I have some Nokia's like really old phone, and I get some recording, but it was not that good. So I did some research again, and to find out like how can I just improve this all, improve the quality. So then I just found, okay, we can use something like this. So on your right side, you can see I use one of the utensils, and yeah, it's worked sometime, and then I didn't, I was not happy with that. So I just made another dish, which you can see on your left side, bottom left. And I made some microphone and this all, but I still using my phone. So it's not that bad, but I have done like really lots of experiment with the phone itself. So I asked the question, do you know who is the loudest bird, and who has occupied the higher frequency, who has occupied the lower frequency? So I'm just giving you one hint. So I think this is the one of the lowest frequency bird.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you hear?
I could hear, yeah.
Okay, I'll just play one more time. So yeah, I just play the sound, but I'm not going to reveal the identity. So I think basic thing you have to look out in your app is what is your sampling size. So if you even use any particular app, it will show you the if you go into the settings, it will show you multiple options, like what kind of recording type you want to do. Like mostly it will show you WAV, MP3 or MP4. Yeah, so and then you again like confused, okay, like what kind of file formatting I can use. So MP3 is like slightly compressed formatting, and if you see the WAV is a I think better option. So if any app is providing you at least WAV formatting and it can record 44 kilohertz sampling, I think, yeah, that's a better. So I asked you the question earlier, like which one is the loudest bird and which one is occupy the higher frequency and which one is occupy the lower frequency. So here again, the question will come, if you can cover the highest frequency caller, then definitely I think anything will work. So if any of the app, if provide like 44 kilohertz sampling, recording sampling, then yeah, it's a great. And yeah, some of the other features, but this is the basic stuff definitely you need to do better recording. Yeah, so this is like 2 app right now I'm using, but you guys can also just play around. You guys can also check for the other app if the interface is like user friendly. You can also check for that. Like it's not complex. Some of the app also like this some of this 2 app, I guess it has a free version, and most of the app paid app, especially if you need a more feature, you just have to pay for that. But I think even without paying, you can just record call. There's many apps, but basically the thing is like if your app can record into the wave recording, I think yeah, that is a better. And yeah, we just talk about the external phone, external device, like which you can attach with your phone and you can increase the quality. Yeah, that's also possible. You can use there's a you can use any of the shotgun microphone. You might have to use some of the other plugin to convert to the like XLR to the MP3, and yeah, you can even use the Sennheiser microphone in your phone. And here another one is just like stereo microphone. Some of the things like when you record the call, what you have to do and what you don't have to do. So one thing is like definitely if you are recording something, just be silent. Don't say anything while you're recording. And better, if possible, you can keep your phone silent. And it's also depend on the like how is your speech easy, like at least coordinating or collaborating with you. At least like if it is a calling continuously, you get a time, you can keep your phone in silent, and again you can start recording. But if possible, you can just keep your phone silent and you can start recording. Otherwise, you might get a call or you might get some message, and then yeah, it's also showing your recording. So another thing is like don't move like while you are recording. Just stay wherever you are. So the best thing is like if you heard any call, just stay, just start recording, and just do one small recording and see if still bird is calling. I'm definitely, so I'm saying in terms of like we are not going to out in field. I'm also not recommending any kind of that practice right now in current circumstances. But if you are on your balcony, if you have at least if you are on the terrace or somewhere in your window, and you get opportunity, the bird is calling. So if you go into your balcony while recording, don't move, just stay wherever you are, because if you are move, it's also make a like your clothes and like your footstep and sometimes your own breathing also make sound, and it's also appear in your recording. So it's better like if you reach on a balcony, if the bird is calling, just start recording. Just do small set of recording like 1 minute, 2 minutes, and if you think bird still calling and it's not going to disturb, like if you go closer, definitely like bird somewhere on the tree, so just move slightly forward and start another recording. Like try to record early morning or evening, because you can't shush it away your neighbor, or you can't say no to anyone because you're already in your home. So these are some of the thing you just have to care about it. So here I'm just sharing some of the tips. This is again I'm saying like some of the really this is from the Cornell lab of the ornithology, really good tips. Like again the same thing, like try to get closer to the bird and know where is your microphone. Like if you are recording your microphone, sometime you might have to clean also your microphone because it's dusty. We never think about it. We have to clean the microphone. And if there is any obstacle, like generally if I have my phone, I also have a cover. So sometimes there is a small space for the microphone, but it's not necessary for all of them. Like you just might have to remove some of the cover if you wanted to record, if the thing is making any issue. And just if you are recording, just keep it your phone on some surface, and that is also better practice. Like you don't have to, you don't need to touch your phone while you are recording. So if bird is calling from somewhere, or you just found, just keep it your phone on the ground and just record. I think, yeah, this is some of the really great recording tips from the on a laptop. I just shared the below link, and there will be a, I think Matt also shared the link. Yeah, so yeah, just read out this some of the really important tips. So another thing, okay, you decide, okay, I wanted to record a call, and I can't go out right now. Like definitely we are not allowed to go outside because it's like currently lockdown. But this is some of the species you might find in your backyard. And this is some of the really good target species, as I said, like quail. This is another one, Tailor bird. Magpie robin is going crazy right now because it's a breeding season. You might have seen like it just somewhere sit on the top on some building and just going on and on throughout the day. And even the house sparrow. So you can just start with some of the species, and I mean, hopefully after some time you get out, you can just add some more species. But I think this is pretty much common species you can record around your backyard or even from your balcony. Yes. So as I mentioned earlier, I asked question like which one is the highest one, which one is the lowest one, and which one is the loudest one. So Indian people is really loud. It can go higher as like 100 decibel. And just for the information, if you continuously hear the 100 decibel call, it start hurting the ear, definitely. So the highest one is, I just mentioned here because I play the Nilgiri flowerpecker call, but Nilgiri flowerpecker is the really highest one. So again, when you just choose your app, just see like what is the highest frequency you can go. Like mostly 44 kilohertz is the best, and I think lowest one is already set. So the lowest one is the green imperial pigeon. So oops, sorry for that. So this is a pretty much, I think I try to cover about the what app you can use and what is the basic recording equipment for the recording bird call. But so this is the another stage, like once you record the call and then what you have to do. So here I also wanted to mention is editing is like mostly like slightly editing. It's not like you just clear it out and you just make another kind of sound from the one file. No, this is not editing. So I'll just show what is the basic editing we generally refer, because like mostly I think I forget one important thing. Like whenever you made the recording, you at the end you have to announce like what you record. So like if you record any species, you can just say that is also called metadata. Like you can just say, okay, this is the species, this is the habitat, that's a type of the call, that's a date, or maybe any behavior or something you can also mention in the announcement. And that is a really good practice. I would like to say, yeah, that's a necessary, because so for the sound analysis and editing, here there is a two software. One software is the Raven, definitely one of the best for the sound analysis, for mostly for research purposes. And another one is the Ocean Audio. Ocean Audio, and there is a third one also there, the Audacity. But we just talk about the Ocean Audio, and mostly the Ocean Audio, because Raven is also like, I think it's mostly for the research purpose, but yeah, Ocean Audio is like more simple to do this all small scale editing and this. So we'll just, I'll try to demonstrate a few sample, like what is the basic editing we need. Like once you record the call, what you have to do. Like, so once you open the Ocean Audio, you will get this screen. So there's a few basic, like it's really simple and basic. You can just open the sound just like this. I'm going to open like at least 2 recordings and may 3 recordings. So this is the way you can just open your recording, and it will show you first this view. This is the waveform. So in this form, you can see the measure, you can see the spikes here. These are the sound, but if you switch to the spectral view, you can see the sound. You can also just drag and drop the sound. That is also another way. You can just simply take a sound and you can just put here, or you can just right click and you can just open into the Ocean Audio. Right now it's already here. So this is the way that you can just upload the sound here. And this is a few, like this is the play button, this is a stop button, you can hear the sound, and this is you can just magnify the sound. So this is a recording of the red-vented bulbul, which I made like a few days back. So this is the all recording. So I think I'm going to play the whole recording. So it's a 1 minute recording, but I'll try to go slightly back and then just play the recording and then just say what we have to remove or what we have to clip. This is the call I'm going to play. Yeah.
Yes, we could hear
is that
it.
audible? Okay. So,
yeah, it was.
Yeah. So this is at least, I think, like what you just have to do is like the whole recording. There is no any other sound. Most I can say it's a good recording at least, but it's not best one. But at least it's a good recording. So there is no any other sound except the few other bird, which is not in the focus. But main bird is here is a bulbul. So we can just remove this small portion where I just announced this is the red-vented bulbul, and you can just select this portion. You can just play it once, so you get the idea. Okay, what you going to remove? You are not removing any bird call or anything or any other unwanted sound. So just you can select, and if you press delete button, it will just go away. And I think this is the pretty much good recording we need. So I'm also going to go to the another recording, and I'm also going to show like okay, what happened if you are recording and then if something happened in between and you want to remove some other sound. So generally, like if there is any other sound even in between your focus species, I don't like to say like just remove that because it sounds not that great. But I think you're also going to remove some of the data, because if you think about it, like you wanted to remove this sound, it's even not appearing into the your recording, but then you also going to remove sound from in between. You're just making a less space in between these two calls. So in here to here it's normal, here to here it's normal, but if you remove this is the like abnormal, and it's not good practice to like remove any other sound from it. Just leave it. If any other species is also there, just leave it simply. I don't think so it's necessary to remove any other species. I think often people ask, okay, there is one insect is calling here, can I remove that? But I don't think so it's necessary to remove, because if you use any other kind of filter and you just remove that insect, and you listen that sound, it's totally unnatural, and that you can't even use for any other purpose. You can just listen that sound, but you can't use it that sound.
Viral, there is one question about noise removal.
Yeah.
Whether we should remove noise, and in that case, how we should remove noise.
So this is the clip where like one noise is also there. So, but what kind of noise we wanted to remove, that is also another question. Because if it is just simply some ambient noise, then I think if we remove that any ambient noise, then it sounds like slightly unnatural. So I'm just going to play this recording just when I started recording the previous call. Like this is for the, sorry, I forget to mention, this is from the microphone and digital recorder. But here I'm just going to show like it's really important to keep your phone silent and don't make any other noise. And especially if you go alone, that's better. So I'll just play the sound. Just let me know if you can't hear. So this is the this general problem if you forget to keep your phone silent. And I think this is also noise, but again, there is also some of the data is also there. But now, I mean, to avoid this thing is like better practice. If we can just silent our phone, then this thing is not, it couldn't happen. So now I'm going to move to the another recording which I just made today, and with using the phone. So previous recording I recorded into the stereo mode. So I'm going to get two recordings from the left and right, but here I just use the mono. So I'm going to get only one channel. And this is the Ashi Prinia's call. I'm going to play the call so you guys can can you guys hear the call?
Yes.
Okay. So this is the recording I made just today morning, and I just used the phone. So I think like even so I'm just saying the situation. So I was on the rooftop and bird was somewhere down, but still I just used my phone, and it's a pretty decent recording. I hope. Like now the bird, so this is the main our focus species, Aeschiprinia. It made a one syllable here, another one is here, the third call is here, 4th, 5th, and it just started here because it just went, so it was not calling. So mostly you can record like whatever, if bird is calling, you can just keep recording. But if bird is not coordinating, then it just flew away, then you can't go behind. So simply, it's not calling, you can just stop. But if it is bird is keep calling, then you can try to make more like larger recording if bird is coordinating. So here, I think we can just remove this announcement, because after the announcement, there is no any other call. So I'm just going to remove this. Yeah, it's also not bird. So our main target species is from here to here. So we did the, we just remove the announcement. We just remove the small portion of the audio. And now we can just save from here. And it just gets saved. Or you can go to the file menu and you can just save. It's going to replace because we already save it, but just going to replace it. Okay, so this is the done.
And Viral, sorry to interrupt, but when you are saving, you have to save it as .wav, right?
Yeah, because it's going to save same format what you record. So if you record it into the MP3 format, I think it's not better to convert into the WAV, but like it's just going to save same format what you give. Like if you give the WAV format, it's just going to save into the WAV format, unless you can go to the save as option and you can choose any other formatting, like this MP3 format or like what format you need. But most probably, I think keeping WAV, like whatever the default format is a better option. So this is also same Aeschiprinia again, and yeah. So this is again my announcement. So I'm going to play from here.
Can't hear me.
Hello.
Yeah, play again.
Okay. You guys can hear it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Only one call, and then after that is your announcement, right?
Yeah. So the last one. So this is the last call, and this is the announcement. So generally, like for the editing, what is happened? Like you record the call when you touch your phone screen. Like it must be somewhere here, but it's not showing. But that is a time when you get a slightly friction, and you also may get some noise in just before you started recording. And another thing is like when you just end the recording. So I think major editing is you can just remove the some window if there is any sound from the small clip from the beginning, and maybe the announcement. If you want to remove the announcement, if you wanted to keep announcement, that is also fine. But this is the basic editing we need. Another thing is like just think about one scenario. Like if you have only this 3 call in your recording and the rest of this thing is also blank, so I think that is also you can remove, because if the bird is not calling and the bird is just stopped somewhere on the 8th second, like just think about, this is the 3 syllable you get, and rest of this all place is empty. You just stop, you try to spend more time, just think like, okay, bird is going to call, but it's not going to call, then it just flew away. So you can remove the other portion if it's empty. Yeah, make sure once you finish your editing, just save your file. Otherwise, it's going to same. It's not going to make any difference. So you just did the editing, and then now we just come back to the uploading part. So here is my checklist, which I made in morning. And meanwhile, I also record the Prinia as well. So I'm just going, I'm not going to explain like how I open this checklist, but I just straight go to the media section since we have less time. This is my saved checklist. I'm going to open the add media. So once the another box will appear, there's some information available on the right side. What is the format for the photos and what is the format for audio is required, or you can just you can upload till 250 MB audio clip, and you can upload WAV, MP3 or M4A file as well also. But here we're going to upload the WAV file, and I would like to say just upload the WAV file. That's more preferable. So here you can just find the species. You can just drag, you can just go up and down, or either you can just use a filter. Here is our species. So even for the eBird, you can just simply drag a call, and you can just put on the species. It will show you the green bar, and it will take some time, depend on how larger your file it is, and it will just upload it. So here you can see it's still processing. Meanwhile, another way is like you can just click on this add media button, and you can select the species from here, and you can just simply open. So this is the another way to upload the sound. So once like this process is done, on your right side, you can see it's a saved. So your file is uploaded. And if you press the done button, your file is going to be uploaded. But if you click on the file, you see on the right, you see the right side, there's a there's a dialog box open for the metadata, where you can rate the sound. You can put any observation note. You can just put like other information. Is it a male or is it a female, or what kind of sound, and did you use a playback or something, or if there is any other species in the sound, you can that also mention. You can just mention the behavior part, and you can also mention the equipment, like what recorder you use, or what phone you use, or what microphone, or what other accessories you use. And here also I would like to say, if you click this button and you recorded multiple recordings in this, for that same checklist, so this is going to be a same for the all recording. And for the rating sound, I would like to say just go once for the rating guideline and just take a look how you can rate the sound. And you can just press the, I'm not going to rate sound since we also have to move forward. So I'm just going to go forward for this. So it's not showing right now because the file is in the processing. And another thing is like, this is the species I recorded first time. So it will also show you the additional species. And I'm going to press the done. And yeah, you can see below here, both of the recordings are uploaded. So one recording is also showing it's already uploaded. So once your recording is uploaded, it's also, sorry. Yeah, it's also label it is the, it get us some certain serial number for your recording. And in that way you get the different ID for your recording, and other data will be appear in the dialog box. So yeah, I'm going to, I think, stop now. This is the recording part is done mostly.
Thanks, Viral. And thanks, Matthew
Yeah.
from Connect to be here. And we have few questions. Most of it, Matt has answered them.
Yeah.
But if there are any other questions, then please add it in the chat box. And Matt, you're welcome to, we made you the co-host, so you're welcome to answer.
Yeah, thank you very much, Matt. Yo, hey, hi, Matt. Thanks
Hey,
for
thank you for
answering the question, and thanks for
thanks for organizing this. It was great.
Yeah.
Can we keep original and edited recordings for the same bird? I am assuming that he's talking about uploading the original and the edited recordings to the same checklist.
So we recommend keeping a copy of your original sound files like on an external hard drive, so that if you ever need to go back to them, you have that original file from the field recording session. But in terms of uploading, we only want an edited version. So a file where the beginning and the ends of the recording have been trimmed. And then actually, we do encourage people to normalize the recordings before uploading. So, so to answer Lakshiman's question, just upload your edited version to eBird and Macaulay Library. But it is good practice to keep a copy of your original files on an external hard drive.
Also, Matt, you have mentioned that ML website doesn't automatically normalize right now. So do you want
Correct.
to just expand on that a little bit and
Sure.
what we are supposed to do?
Yeah, so that's something that we're looking into in the future, to automatically normalize recordings, but right now it doesn't do that. So the editing, the key steps is to make a backup copy of your recordings, then go to Ocean Audio like Viral showed. And the editing that we suggest is just trimming any handling noise at the beginning or the end of the recording. As Viral said, when you turn your phone on and off, that can be very noisy. Sometimes it's actually louder than the bird sound. So we recommend trimming that noise before and after your target bird sings. So once you've trimmed, then you normalize the recording, and then that will bring the whole recording up to a standardized level. Then save the recording, save it in the format in which you made the recording, and then that's it. Then you're ready to upload the recording as Viral showed. So it's a very, very simple process. It's not about making the recording pretty. If you want to try to make the recording pretty for your own purposes, that totally makes sense. I like to do that for myself, sometimes for ringtones. But in terms of contributing to the Macaulay Library, we really want an accurate copy of what happened in the field. That includes the background species that maybe you wish they weren't there, but that's part of nature. That's part of what you captured. So just really basic editing, the trimming and the normalizing, and then that's it. And I just wrote this in the chat. People have asked about sound identification software. So many of you might be familiar with the photo identification tool found in the Merlin bird app. So we have a research engineer, Grant Van Horn. He helped to develop that photo ID app, which is amazingly accurate. And he and some other people at the Cornell Lab of Ornithology are currently working on that topic of sound identification, which is a a more challenging topic than photo identification. So we're working on it, and the more recordings that are contributed to eBird in the Macaulay Library, the easier it will be to develop algorithms that can help to identify bird sounds. And in fact, sometimes people ask, oh, well, are smartphone recordings, are they worth it? Is it worth recording a very common bird where you already have 100 recordings? And the answer to both of those questions is yes. It's very useful to have more acoustic data, because if we want to develop a tool that can identify bird sounds, as we all know, sometimes the bird is very close and it sounds like we've made a great recording with a parabola. Sometimes the bird is very distant and you can hear the bird, and you can hear a truck beeping, and you can hear a dog, and you can hear music from the temple. This is how we experience birds. And if we want to develop a tool that will identify bird sounds, we need a range of different recordings.